Hey, what's up guys, it's Kool-Aid, and continuing on with Shotgun Week, today I'm going to be talking specifically about the pump actions. The pump actions are the, cream of the crop of shotguns in Battlefield 3 in my opinion. I think most people would agree with me on that. And, I'm going to talk about the different ammo types and which of the three I like best. There is really no best or better when it comes to the three pump action shotguns. And yes, I said three. You're watching me use the M26. This is obviously, I forgot to introduce this video. This is Team Deathmatch on No Shot Canals, 32 player. I'm going to be running the M26 Dart. This is a pump action, kind of the forgotten pump action of Battlefield 3. Has very big advantages and big disadvantages as well. I'm going to go over that. And start off, I'm not going to get too much into stats, but start off talking about just the rate of fire for these pump action shotguns. The Spaz is going to be the fastest at 150 rounds a minute. The 870 is second fastest, I think, at 125, and the Mass, or the M26 I should say, is at 109 rounds per minute, so that is going to be the slowest. Also, the Spaz and 870 are capable of holding 7 rounds with extended mags. The M26 is going to be stuck at 6 rounds all the time. There is no extended mags. And there is no attachments, period. That's going to be kind of the one of the big disadvantages if you like running optics on your shotguns, especially with slugs. A lot of people do like doing that. You are not going to be able to with this gun. One other big disadvantage is that you're not going to be able to run a med pack. Now that is pretty huge for TDM especially. Med pack's one of the best, kit items in the game, no matter how you look at it. I always typically run assault with shotguns for that med pack, specifically also the ability to revive, which you're still going to be able to keep, obviously, but the med pack is huge, and that is what keeps me from using the M26 Mass, or I keep calling it the Mass, but just the M26 more than what I do. However, there are some advantages to using the M26. The major one being you can attach an assault rifle to it. So if you do like using the M26 Dart or M26 Mass or even the M26 Slug for those close range encounters, yet you feel kind of lacking with that longer range ability, you can just carry any assault rifle with this. I would suggest attaching it to the bottom of your assault rifle if the option is available. However, you are going to be losing your ability to use a foregrip or whatever attachment would go in that slot. I think it's foregrip or bipod mainly. However, the advantage to this is you are going to be able to switch to your underbarrel shotgun faster than it would be to switch to the actual Mass as a separate item. So there is an advantage there. That is, however, the main advantage to using the M26 is that ability to have an assault rifle with it. Another big advantage is that it is magazine fed. Now, I said yesterday that I prefer the single reload shotguns because you can shoot while reloading. However, the M26 reloads very fast compared to the other separate shotguns that are magazine fed. The Jackhammer and the USAS especially reload very, very slow. The M26, however, will reload the entire magazine almost as fast as it takes to reload 1 or 2 shells from the 870 or Spaz or any of the other single fed shotguns. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more specifically about ammo types. Frag rounds, you can ignore them completely. They are complete trash. They've been nerfed so hard by DICE, and everybody called for these things to get nerfed because of one reason, and that was because they weren't working properly in the USAS. All the other shotguns, they slowed down the rate of fire, and I actually don't think they were that bad. I really don't think they need to be nerfed like they did. I mean, how many times did you actually complain about somebody using frag rounds outside of the auto shotties? If they would have just fixed them in the auto shotties, I think they would have been fine. However, as they are working now, they are just complete poop. I would not use them in any circumstance. So that's all we need to talk about them. Let's talk a little bit more about buckshot and flechette. Buckshot is probably only going to be better than flechette within 10 yards. So if you plan on getting all of your kills within 10 yards, by all means use buckshot. It's probably going to be better. However, that's not going to be the case 90% of the time. You are going to be shooting people farther out than 10 yards. So flechette is probably going to be the better option in that case. The reason being is because Buckshot does a maximum damage of 16 within 10 yards. Flechette only does 12.5. However, Flechette has a higher travel time, so that's better for, or a faster travel time, I should say, sorry. So that is better for longer range. Also, Flechette holds its damage out over longer range. So at longer range, you're actually probably going to be doing more damage with the Flechette. Also, I've heard that Flechette has a tighter spread at longer range. I don't know if that's true. I've never tested this, but I have heard that. So that would make just be another advantage why Flechette is the way to go. I pretty much see everybody that's not running slugs running Flechette these days. So, I mean, it's pretty safe bet to say that Flechette is the best scatter shot option for pump action shotguns now since the latest couple patches. And actually, one thing I forgot to mention is that the 870 and the M26 both have 12 pellets per shot with Flechette and buckshot, whereas the Spaz only has 11. I think that might be a disadvantage. However, what the Spaz lacks in pellets, it makes up for in reload speed, or rounds per minute, not reload speed. I said the Spaz 12 is 150 rounds per minute, whereas the 870 is only 125, and the M26 is at 109. So there isn't a disadvantage there. And I've also actually heard that the Spaz is a little bit more accurate, so that is also a plus. I wouldn't use the 870 or the M26 over the Spaz because of that extra pellet. I think the rate of fire definitely more than makes up for that. Alright, so that brings us to the last ammo type, which is obviously slugs, which are the bread and butter of ammo for pump action shotguns in Battlefield 3. If I were to desperately need to have a good game using a shotgun, there is only one ammo type I would use, and that is a slug. Even in close quarters, I would prefer a slug over buckshot or Flechette. And I will tell you why. You have to be so precise, even with Flechette and buckshot, that half of the time you get one-hit kills with these, you have to aim just as tight as you would using a slug anyway. So what little bit you are gaining in spread in close quarters with Flechette and buckshot is not nearly enough to make up for the distance you are going to get with slugs. That is why slugs are the superior ammo in almost any case in this game. And the big drawback people have with slugs is hip firing. If you actually practice hip firing with slugs, you are going to get good at it, and it is going to come a lot easier than you would expect. I hear lots of people, complaining that the hip fire is too hard with slugs. It really is not. I've actually had hip fire shots, mostly because I've been reloading and it kind of had to panic fire, but I have had hip fire shots from, I'd say, 20 yards away. It's not often, but it is possible. There is some luck to it. But those closer quarters shots where you would be hip firing Flechette or buckshot anyway, those are not that hard with slugs. But anyways, just to throw a few numbers at you quickly, a slug will one-hit kill to the chest up to 30 yards. I don't know the exact yardage that it will one-hit kill to the head, but it is not at any range like I did say in a previous video. At a certain point, it will drop down to 94 damage, I believe, in a headshot. So it is not a one-hit kill to the head at any range. But either way, slugs are the superior ammo in shotguns. Not that Flechette or even buckshot do not have a purpose. However, slugs are definitely the way to go in most circumstances, in my opinion. As for which is the best, or which is my favorite pump action shotgun in this game, there is no best or better. When it comes to slugs, I prefer the 870 simply because of the iron sights. You could say run some optics on it, or run some optics on the Spaz. However, I like the iron sights on the 870 better than any optics in this game. I just really like that openness with that little gap in between for precise headshots. I love it. I mean, I would not use optics on the 870 ever. As for using Flechette or buckshot, I do prefer the Spaz 12, even though it has that one less pellet. It does, however, have the faster follow-up shots, which I prefer over that extra pellet anyway. Like I said, that more than makes up for that lack of extra pellet. The M26, I don't use that frequently just because I don't like giving up my med pack. My med pack allows me to stay mobile more often. Less downtime equals more kills, more fun. So that's there you have it. That is my take on the pump action shotguns. If I forgot something, which I probably did, I'm sorry. And if I screwed some kind of number up again, I am sorry for that as well. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed watching this. As always, thanks for watching, and I will talk to y'all later.
Alrighty, I'll do one more.